What's going on, guys? So, as you know, I've had this 3D printer for like 2 months now. I'm really starting to notice how loud it is. So today, we're going to convert this cupboard right here into a cupboard for the 3D printer to go in. So, there's a few things we need to cover in this project. First off, sound isolation. That's the main reason we're doing it, and I want this thing to be as quiet as possible. Next, we're going to need some lighting, because, what's the point in making it if it doesn't look cool? And we'll also need a window in the front door, because, what's the point in having the lighting if you can't actually see it? Then, in part 2, we're going to focus on power, a temperature sensor, and ventilation. Now, if we take a look at the actual cupboard, ignore the mess down there. We've got a drawer on the top and an actual cupboard door on the bottom. My plan is to swap those around, so we have the drawer down here and the cupboard door at the top. That way I can use the drawer as like a slider, have the 3D printer like sat on top of it, and then I can pull it out and do maintenance to the 3D printer if I need to. To start things off, I guess we'll just have to start taking things apart. So, 2 sliders in place. Next step is to just drop the drawer back on. The way these work, there's some black lines there and black lines there. That's basically saying line up the back of this drawer with those black lines, and then you can literally just slam it shut and it clips itself into place. So now, we can't really put that door back on because this is like way too high at the minute. So I'm gonna pull it out. The side has these little plastic covers on it. They just pop straight off. And then inside of here, you can pull that, and that's gonna let the front of the drawer off. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And now the moment of truth. All the way back. Nice. So, step 1, I guess, is going to move this 3D printer. Although not actually on step 1 anymore, because I've done the steps already. So, the next step, I guess, is to move this 3D printer. I'm going to unplug that. And I guess just lift it by the top. I'm kind of worried about this, but there goes nothing. Yeah, probably not in white actually. It's still kind of loud. Definitely needs that sound isolation. And we are finished. And we have 3D printed parts. Let's pop that support piece out. It's gone pretty well. Let's see if this thing actually works though, shall we? So I designed this so that these existing pin things could go through this hole. Damn, they don't fit. Okay, so I widened the hole out a tiny little bit, just with a flathead screwdriver, and now this thing fits in. I printed one just because, I kind of saw this coming. I'm going to widen that hole out on Fusion, and then I'm going to print the rest of them. In case you guys were wondering how these were going to go work, they literally just push into those holes there, and then that gap here will be big enough for that shelf to fit. Okay, so it's now the next day. I've just spent the last 18 hours printing all these parts, apart from the glass, obviously. So first off, actually, let's do the glass first off. That's from Ikea. I have this laying around. It's from a different cabinet set. Wasn't being used for anything, so yeah, I'm going to be using this instead of plexiglass for the window on the front. This is, does it have a size? It doesn't. I'll maybe put the part number up on the screen there. Anyway, plan is I basically made these longer pieces. These have two halves and they will match up together to create a 90-degree corner piece. These are going to slip onto the inside of the wooden door with this light channel here. And then we've got like a ledge here or a lip that the glass can be put into. Then the way I've designed this is we can take one of these. This is not only going to hold this thing in a 90-degree angle, it's also got just enough space there to fit that piece of glass in that gap and also hold the glass in place with the same bracket. I thought that was quite clever. I guess next step is start gluing these together. Some of the more observant amongst you might have noticed that these don't have the little brackets in them anymore. Basically, they kept breaking. In fact, I'll show you them. So yeah, these kept breaking. Reason being is I've been printing them like this. So my hand is the print bed, and they've been going this way up. These holes never fail. These holes seem to fail quite a lot. This one actually has a crack in it. I don't know if you can see that on camera. This one, totally sheared off. But it's always those ones because obviously the layers just separate. So I have a new plan. I've actually glued these together using super glue instead of using those L brackets. I actually left 2 holes in each of these just in case I needed to mount these to the actual inside of the chipboard. New plan is I'm just going to print some lengths of plastic and it's going to be from one hole to the other hole and then we can just screw those in. Those will hold the glass in place. But for now, before I go printing those, I'm going to put these into the corners, lay the glass down in properly and just make sure all the tolerances are okay and stuff. That glass fits really well actually. Just finished designing and printing these pieces here. These are just some new clips to hold the window in place. They'll go like this, I guess. I'm going to put maybe 2 of those in place just for now to see if it will hold the glass in place. I think it will, but it's best to test these things. Then after that, we're going to print some, what would you call them? Filler in bits, just to go in the gaps here. So yeah, let's get these screwed in place first. Okay. Does the glass stay in place? Actually, really freaking well. Wow. That is not going anywhere. kind of made a bit of a mistake. I forgot to silicon this thing before putting in the sound isolation panels, so we're going to do that now and pretend you didn't see the spark. Okay, so on closer inspection, that was probably my best one. The others, not so great, but there is good news. You see, this thing only needs to be kind of airtight, because as long as there's negative pressure in here, all the dangerous stuff is just going to go out of the ventilation holes that I make. So it needs to be like airtight-ish, which I think we got airtight-ish. Apparently, no matter how much spray glue I use, these panels are going to keep falling off. So I'm going to use some of the excess silicone that I had left over and see if that does the trick. Okay guys, so I've been pretty busy 3D printing a few things. This is basically like a long strip that we're going to use as like a backing for some LED strips. This is like the 3 pieces that make up one of these long ones. What we're going to do now is glue these 3 together and make another one of these. We're also going to attach the LED strip to the other side of this, hook up some wires so we can have like quick disconnect, and I've also 3D printed these, which have like a little pin on them that goes on there and then it can spin. Basically these little cap things, we're going to go on the ends of these. That's going to go into those little holders and we'll be able to position the lights pointing at the 3D printer. No, what did I really expect to happen there? This thing's cylindrical. So I have a bit of a problem. I forgot there was a hinge there, and, well, things speak for themselves. Basically, I'm going to have to make some spaces to move this thing a bit further away from the wall. Annoying, but I mean, it's got to be done. So while those new bits get printed, I thought I might as well get started on the extension cable things for these. Also, I've not got any 4-core cable. I've only got this ribbon cable, which is like 2-core. So I'm just going to run like 2 of these side by side. See the differential size between these now. So now, these things basically allow us to take our LED strip, place that on the little pin down there, and then the top one, because these things are kind of flexible, you just compress it slightly and that's in place. And now we have like directional LED strips. That is much brighter in there. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I was worried it wasn't going to be bright enough as well, but that's plenty bright enough. And obviously it's RGB, so we can change the colour to blue, green, and red. Or we can stick it on an effect or something, make it fade. Because, I mean, who wouldn't pay extra for RGB? It looks like that's all we've got time for in this video, guys. If you want to see part 2, where we tackle the ventilation and the temperature sensor, as well as some of the other final touches, you'll have to check out the part 2 video. You can find that here when it finally drops. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification button if you don't want to miss the next video. I really hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.